Hello viewers, my name is Huey Sargent. I am the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. With me we have two esteemed gentlemen on my far left. We have the Director of Agriculture, Mr. Randy Elliott, and we have on my immediate left, Mr. Steve Reid, who's our Chief Extension Officer and Chairman of AGRI-EXPO 2023. Today we are talking about AGRI-EXPO 2023, and I'm going to go to the first question to Mr. Randy Elliott. Why are we having AGRI-EXPO 2023?
AGRI-EXPO 2023 is just a continuation of what we had in the past of the Agriculture Open Day. And so this year we decided that it's time for us to rebrand the event. It is one of the major events here in the island of Nevis and St. Kitts and Nevis. And basically, why the rebranding? Because when we look at what we have been doing over the years, we decide that we want to incorporate every sector within our society that have a role to play as it relates to agriculture. And by transforming to the Agri-Expo, we believe that under that name, we should be able to incorporate everybody.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elliott. And Chairman, Mr. Reid, how long have we been having this activity, and what are some of the expectations that we're having for 2023?
Okay, first I must say that the Open Day, which we formerly used to call it, was primarily designed to showcase to the Nevis population and St. Kitts on a whole as to the strides that the Department of Agriculture have made over the years. As any feasible and great thinking body would do, you would evaluate after each Open Day and realize that agriculture is growing, it's expanding, and so we realize that a lot more entities that is associated with agriculture wants to come under the tent. And given the farmer that we had, we would not have been able to hold everyone under that tent. So thus we got the name change so that now we can include everyone that has a role to play in agriculture. When we say everyone, we're reaching out to people such as people doing labels, the processors, you have those small machinery repair guys, storage systems and so forth. So even the banks, everyone that plays a role in agriculture. And so we are hoping to showcase to the Nevisian public this time around a wider range of products, and to show especially to the youngsters in school that agriculture has so many different avenues that they can choose a career path rather than just focusing primarily on production, whether it is crop or livestock or fish.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reid. Mr. Elliott, what is the theme for AGRI-EXPO 2023 and where will it be held?
The theme this year is Together for Food Sovereignty AGRI-EXPO 2023. And this event will be held at the ETW Park the 30th and 31st of March. And we're expecting that everyone, the whole of Nevis and 80% of St. Kitts will come out and support the event.
Okay, and Mr. Reid, I know you spoke earlier about the inclusivity of AGRI-EXPO 2023. What are some of the other changes that your patrons can expect when they show up to the event at the ETW Park on the 30th and 31st of March 2023?
Oh, for one thing, I could say, over the years, we have had a circular presentation to the general public where the stage is normally centered. We had a few complaints where individuals were not able to see the main event that is going on the stage and so forth. So we have toyed with reallocating the position of the stage so that everyone has a clear view towards the stage. So whatever event or demonstration that is going on throughout the day, it is within the main focal point of the arrangement. That's one. There are quite a few. We have some time still, and so as we go throughout the process, winding up closer to the date, we'll be releasing them according as teasers. But I could guarantee you, in the history of the Department of Agriculture, we have never failed to live up to the expectation of the division public, and we are hoping and we are putting it out there that we will not fall short.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reid. Mr. Elliott, the staples of the Agriculture Open Day, I gather, will remain. I know persons look forward to things like what I would call the zoo, which is the exotic animals. We have our food court. We have, I think, an area for the meats, for the fresh meats. Those things I gather will remain. What are some of the new and some of the new participants that you're targeting?
Well, those that were there before, as I said, as you would have mentioned, like the zoo and so forth, those will be enhanced. We're looking now, and we're also in discussions with other companies, vehicle dealers and so forth. We're also opening up to some of the farmers groups that are coming out of Sinkits, because what we are anticipating is that from this expo, we're able to move now the expo as just something for Nevis, but to elevate it to where it is actually now becomes a national product here in Sinkits and Nevis. So the anticipation is there. We already have persons calling from stations so forth who would have expressed an interest again in terms of coming up and partaking within the expo for this year.
Okay, we're wrapping up. This is a nice short discussion that we're having here. Is it that we are going to be bigger and better, or we're just going to be bigger? Mr. Reid.
Well, I must mention that we are not outgrowing ourselves. We have a team in place, and I must mention thanks in advance to the team, where every division under the tent of the Department and Ministry of Agriculture is represented. And before we move forward, we find if we had any bottlenecks in the last open day, and we straighten that out to give a better product to the public, and then we build on those successes. So I could say without any water in my mouth that it will be bigger, it will be better, and it should be reaching more interest of a wider mass of the general public.
Okay, and this is my final question. In 1994, the Agriculture Open Day was started. I'm sure we have quite a number of staff members who are younger than our Open Day. And I see the value of rebranding and making it better. It's like, so this year, I know in 2019 we would have celebrated the 25th anniversary. This anniversary would have missed 2 years, I think.
2 years.
So it would have been 29. It would have been 29. So I am now asking you, anything that persons who would not have had the chance to experience Open Day, anything that is going to be, I'm teasing, I'm seeking to get a nice teaser.
Well, I'm going to have the director follow up from me, but I could say agriculture is never dormant. Technology grows, and here at the department we accept technology easily. We modify it to our local conditions and we go forward. Now, I cannot sit here and say for any particular group, but as I mentioned before, every department within the agriculture department and ministry is taking part. And there may be developments at the agro-processing plant that may blow your mind. Some may be in the livestock section, some may be at the abattoir, some may be seedlings, So there is a lot to expect I wouldn't pick out any because I don't want to show any bias at this moment, being the one that has to regulate everyone. I don't know if Mr. Elliott will do that, but what you can expect is that the department and a whole have been accepting the growth in technology. So the product that we'll be offering to the public should be a very high standard.
Okay, and before we go to Mr. Elliott, I'm giving him the last word. I know previously we had a healthy competition between all of the divisions. So maybe that also helps to push the standard. But so with Agri-Expo, we still have that healthy competition?
Yes, if we were to put it aside, I think the staff would be very disappointed because every year someone looks forward to be the champion, as in the division that made the most improvement or the best display or, present something to the general public that had the wow effect at that moment. And we're going to keep that as a tradition. I'm hoping whoever may come after us will keep it going. It's similar to a system where you motivate your staff. Removing that, your staff will still perform, but you need some motivational tool to harness that energy. And so it is still on. I would not speak any more of that because I have to be neutral at this point in time.
All right, now Mr. Elliott, I'm giving you the last word.
Well, basically, the Agri-Expo, we continue to try to live up to the expectation of the population. Where at each and every one of our event, persons is just not an event. We always say it's an experience that we offer the general public. There's always something new to learn. For this year again, and it ties in with the name change, is that a number of times persons are looking for stuff within the agricultural sector, and sometimes you jump online or call another country, etc. What we have been doing currently is trying to seek out all the establishments within the Federation that offer something that is related to agriculture and have them presented at the ETW Park. So we're inviting the general public to be there. Again, it's an experience. It's 5 EC that gets you into the gate, and normally every year there's always a raffle on your pass in terms of entering the gate. So we're just inviting the general public to be there. And as time progresses, you'll be hearing more from us in terms of some of the new additions, entertainment that will be added, and those sort of things. So with those few words, we just like to say thank you from the Department of Agriculture.
All right, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have been speaking about Agri-Expo and the theme Together for Food Sovereignty, Agri-Expo 2023 on the 30th and the 31st of March 2023 at the ETW Park. Stay tuned.